These are the top 11 things you need to know about being sober and single.
I have no idea.
The biggest thing was being open and honest. And first of all would be like telling the person that I am sober. That way I'm not uncomfortable. Being in a situation where they order, something to drink and they ask why I'm not drinking. And that's just what's worked for me. I've always been honest so that it's just take the awkwardness out of it. And I show up and, if they're gonna have a drink, they're gonna have a drink. Always worked in my favor to talk to people and mention that I was sober. It backfired a few times. People weren't interested. And I think that was probably saved me because it was probably somebody I shouldn't be dating.
That's a really good question. Well, that one really depends how you ask. If there was like a poster boy for doing it all wrong or not listening to the suggestions that were given, that was me. I had I would go into treatment, I'd get a girlfriend, a rehab girlfriend. I'd get kicked out of the treatment facility for fraternizing with her, and then I'd go to another treatment center and I'd look for that quick fix, and that was a girlfriend or a woman. If I could really impress upon everyone out there that's not me because I broke all the rules on the way, is really to give yourself the opportunity to wait. If not, if not a year, at least 90 days.
I think it really does exist. People do seek out newcomers in the beginning, and it can really lead you to be in a vulnerable place as well as drive members away. Trusting people is really hard. I know for me in the beginning, I tried dating people, and I tried dating, the bad boy who I was always going for, the newly sober person who was just like me, the person who didn't really want to be sober because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to be sober. I tried dating all the other types of people other than, just the good guy, the stable relationship, because in the beginning you're not really stable, and finding that stability is hard because you are in a very vulnerable position.
It's extremely difficult to be alone.
When I first got sober, it was terrifying to be alone, and it took me quite a while to realize the difference between being lonely and being alone. And especially with social media and everything else, there's nothing worse than comparing ourselves. The cars, the cash, the prizes, and even relationships. It's so easy to see and compare myself to look at somebody else's situation. However, at the same time, surrounding myself with people that are really close with me, and even a lot of new people in sobriety, that's really what refuels me, which charges my batteries. But it's so crucial for me to have that alone time as well, just to really have my downtime and recharge.
We pluck you up and we put you in a treatment center.
Well, with CLEAN, we have, a long-term continuum of care. And with that, when you enter detox right into your residential treatment or even IOP, you're gonna have a personalized treatment plan. With that treatment plan, the more you progress within your recovery, the further you're gonna get away from your old lifestyle. As long as you're taking the right direction and everything that we've laid out and you're in this community that we have of CLEAN, it's gonna pull you away from what your old behaviors were, what your old lifestyle was, and really it's all about the actions you take.
Basically anywhere but the dope man's house or the bar if you're an alcoholic. It's, you look around, there's life happening. You can go to the gym, you can meet someone, you can go to a tattoo shop, you can even meet them on Facebook. The opportunities are there. My world was so closed up that I was only meeting people that were associated with drug use, that were doing drugs with me. Another key point as well is the alumni program that we have. It's great. You've gone through treatment with people and you've hopefully formed some relationships and friendships, and you can come back to our alumni events and continue to meet people. And you'll still feel like you have that connection, like you're not meeting a total stranger because you guys have all shared that common experience of going through treatment together at CLEAN.
I fully attribute my sobriety to being able to have a healthy, fulfilling relationship. I did start attending outpatient at a rehab, and that really helped me to develop myself, figure out what I really liked. It gave me the space to figure out who I was as a person, and it gave me time to heal, because in the beginning when I first got sober, all I knew was a chaotic household. My parents are both drug addicts, and that's all I knew growing up. For me, when I met the right person, it had been about 1.5 years into my sobriety, And you know, today I'm in like a loving and healthy relationship, and it's the best feeling in the world.
So it's like fire and gasoline, and when they meet, they explode, and that's it. Sometimes being in a relationship is the last thing we need, but the first thing we want. Couples new in recovery, it can be a little bit chaotic, you know, especially if someone isn't on the same page as someone else about their recovery and they go out and they start using again or they start drinking again. I need to give myself the time, especially with someone, and not in a romantic sense, but allow that to kind of organically grow. And if that's where it goes with time and like self-care and love, that, you know, it could end up there.
I think sometimes though it can get really codependent. Two newly sober people can be replacing, you know, their old vice of using or picking up a drink, instead picking up, you know, a sexual relationship or an overly attached emotional relationship. So definitely having and setting healthy boundaries with a person before you go into that relationship, and, you know, trying to build a friendship before a relationship, I think is the best and most important thing you can do.
I was so used to that instant gratification the moment I put something up my nose or in my lungs or, you know, in my belly. Someone always mentioned to me, feelings aren't facts. And what are the facts? And when I would write down what the facts were, a lot of times that's where that patience came from, is like, wait a minute, I am okay.
We've spent a lot of time talking about relationships with other people, and, you know, what it's like to be single and sober, dating and all that. Really, ultimately, all this is possible because I made the commitment to myself, to trust myself, and to trust in recovery. If I wasn't trusting in the process of recovery, if I didn't trust it, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. Thank you for watching the 11 things you need to know about being single and sober. I hope something resonated with you. If it did, call me. Just kidding. Or if you have any questions, please wait until the end of the video, or you can reach us at www.cleantreatmentcenters.com.